Good evening, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Sunday, November 16, 2014, around 8:18 p.m. in Belleville, Massachusetts. It's still a little chilly out today, but not as cold as last night, and some cloud cover. Tomorrow we're going to get rain. Depends where you are. Could be ranging in temperatures for 45 to 60. Some news to report. Holy Cross men's basketball team upset the number 25 ranked Harvard Crimson men's basketball team by the score of 58-57 today in the triple header, the last game of the three-game triple header of the Coaches versus Cancer at the TD Garden. This was a great upset and stuff, and it was a pretty decent crowd for college basketball at the TD Garden. They only have maybe a couple of games a year of college basketball. They have the NCAA men's regional tournament there a few times in the first and second round games as well. And I'm surprised that BC doesn't play maybe Duke or North Carolina at the TD Garden on a consistent basis. That would probably sell out the Garden. And that's about it on that. And my third and final video blog subject of the night is the personality profile that I always do during the third and final video blog of the night, most nights. And this is about Harry Sinden. Harry Sinden has been with the Boston Bruins for close to 50 years in a variety of capacities: coach, general manager, president, senior advisor to the owners. And he's one of the greatest hockey minds of all time. Harry Sinden was born and grew up in Western Ontario, Canada. He was a defenseman. He played for the Toronto Marbles when he was in Bantam as a defenseman. Then he played defense for the Oshawa Generals in the OHA junior hockey. He played for them 4 years, from 1949 to 1953, but he was not he was a good defenseman, but he wasn't signed by any NHL team because there was only 6 NHL teams back then, and scouts said he was like, a marginal player, but they didn't want to take a chance on him, so he played 6 years of senior junior hockey for the Whitby Dunlops, and he was named team captain of the Dunlops. And when they won the Allen Cup for the senior junior hockey league in 1957, and Harry Sinden played for the Canadian national team in 1958 when they won the gold medal. And also in 1960, Harry played defense for the Canadian Olympic hockey team in the Winter Olympics, and he won a silver medal. That was the year that the USA won the gold medal. And he started to play minor professional hockey. He first played it for the Hull Ottawa Canadiens, and he was, talking with the Montreal Canadiens about signing a minor league deal with them, but that did not come to be. And then later on in the year, Harry Sinden signed a contract with the Boston Bruins to play minor league hockey for a defenseman for the EPHL, which was a minor hockey league team in Canada. And he'd signed with them in 1960 with the Bruins, and they sent him down to the minors. He was the EHPL MVP in 1963 with the team Kingston, but that league folded, and then the affiliate moved to Minneapolis, and that was the Minneapolis Bruins. And Harry Sinden was the defenseman and also coach. He was a player coach in 1963 through 1966. Then the team moved to Oklahoma City in 1965, and Harry coached and played with them. He retired in 1966 at the age of 33. He never made it to the NHL as a player. He was, a so-so defenseman, even though he won minor league MVP one year. He wasn't a great, he was not going to be a great defenseman in the National Hockey League anyway. There was something that he was not like very great to be an NHL defenseman, but he signed with the Bruins as coach in 1966. He coached the Bruins for 4 seasons, culminating with a Stanley Cup winning team in 1970. On the Bruins teams during that time were Bobby Orr, Phil Esposito, Johnny Busick, Ken Hodge, Jerry Cheevers, a whole host of other good players, and he molded them into a Stanley Cup winning team. And after 1970, Harry Sinden actually retired as coach of the Bruins to go into private business. He was a construction worker, and he was out of hockey for 2 years, and around this time he's got several offers to go back to coaching. He turned down an offer to become the first coach of the expansion New York Islanders. Also the St. Louis Blues and the Toronto Maple Leafs requested that Harry Sinden become coach, but he rejected that. He came back to coach in 1972 for the Canada team in the Summit Series between the Canada and the USSR, which was won by Canada. Afterwards, he decided to return to the NHL. He signed with the Bruins to become the Bruins general manager. The Bruins general manager at the time, Milt Smith, got a promotion to become executive director of the Boston Bruins. And Harry Sinden was the general manager for the Boston Bruins from 1972 to 1990, and he made some great trades during the years. He was also sometimes he was a little criticized of other players who he had assigned for contracts. He made some quotes about when they're getting, like, having breakthrough seasons and stuff, and this is one of the times when Bruins ownership really didn't want to pay big time money to the players when they had good seasons and stuff like that. But Harry Sinden's been a great guy for the Bruins and stuff. He's been a loyal employee to Jacobs family. The Bruins have won several division titles and were very competitive during the years as Harry Sinden was general manager. But a couple of times Harry Sinden became interim coach for the Boston Bruins in 1980 and 1985. He stepped back in the coaching ranks for an interim basis. His career record as a coach was 153, 116, and 58. He won 1,000 games as the Boston Bruins general manager, over 1,000 games. In 1989, he added title as president of the Boston Bruins, and he also kept his general manager's duties. He's a Hockey Hall of Famer. He was elected in 1983 in the Builders section of the Hockey Hall of Fame, and he's part of the Hockey Hall of Fame selection committee. In 2000, Harry Sinden stepped down as general manager of the Boston Bruins. He handed his reins to Mike O'Connell, who became the new general manager, and he stuck around as president of the Boston Bruins. He retired as Bruins president in 2006, and he's been a consultant for the team ever since, but he's not around too much at the TD Garden that much anymore. He got his name engraved to the Stanley Cup in 2011 when the Bruins won it in 39 long years, and he's probably one of the iconic Bruin figures of all time, Harry Sinden, and he's been a very loyal employee to the Jacobs family. He's like very trustworthy to them and stuff like that. Harry Sinden lives in Winchester, Massachusetts, and he's married and he has 4 kids. And that's about it on that. And I hope you get to enjoy these video blogs, Facebook friends, and YouTube followers. I'll be doing 3 more tomorrow. The subjects tomorrow are going to be the top 10 greatest ESPN Sports Center female anchors of all time, the infamous Heidi game, and the third and final video blog of the night will be about the personality profile, and tomorrow's personality profile will be about Wade Boggs, Baseball Hall of Famer. Have a good night, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Bye now.